about us. Think about you.
Hey, KK. Hello. All right, we are getting rocking and rolling tonight. I see Roel's in the building. D. Lynn, hello. KK, what's going on, KK? So good to see you. Hope your day was wonderful. Let's see here. Getting all my ducks in a row. It's a new year. TK, I owe you a call, brother. Happy New Year to you. I saw your post about your new chess thing. That's incredible. It's so good to see you. I hope everybody is doing well. Let me know if you are in the chat so far. All right. Okay, we got KK baking cookies right now. I'm jealous. That sounds incredible. Katie, what's going on? It's so good to see you. We got to hang out today. So good to see everybody in the Kingsport office. Shout out to Matt and Nix, bringing Nix by today. Leanne, hello. Great to see you. What's going on? Great to see. Thank you. Whitway, I'm seeing a different handle for you. I remember it being something else, but glad to have you back tonight. Cool. Roel, which podcast did you like? Was that the 2026 one? The healthiest year? Wayne, there we go. Whitway, I like your handle. All right, who else is with us? We're getting a few people in here. Yes, the 2026 one. I'll put this up real quick for everybody. Did you guys watch this one? The 2026 healthiest new year. It's where Doc kind of talks about how to go about 2026 with your health goals. Super fun, kind of short. Talks about just habits. Mentions Atomic Habits. James Clear, I'm a huge advocate for. But that was a lot of fun. Thank you for watching, Roel. Oh, cool. Thank you, Don. Thank you for that. Sherry, what's going on? Don's friend. Carter, what's going on? Happy Tuesday to you. Yes, thank you. I was pumped to get some Knicks today. I don't normally get to do that. But man, that was awesome. I'm going to put this up real quick. One, because we talk about this a lot on the show. We did a brand new Explain This episode. Robin Riddle talks about microdosing tirzepatide. You hear a lot on this show, us talking about it. Robin details it, why you do it, how you do it, what it means, why it's different than the normal dosing. So check that out if you have not. Jasmine, what's going on? Esty Bestie, Happy New Year to you. Hope 2026 is getting started on fire for you. I see Healing with Tia. What's going on? Great to see you. First Step Rehab. What's going on? Oh, thank you. Thank you for reading the email today. Did anybody else read the email? Performance Weekly comes out at 3 on Tuesdays. This sounds impossible to do, but I'm almost 40, and I think I tweaked my knee just now. Tweaked my knee doing this. Is that even possible, Jasmine? I did not think it was possible. Hope everybody's doing well. If you're new here tonight, let me know. Let me know where you're from. Would love to hear from you. We're going to get Doc in the building tonight. Allie, what's going on? Great to see you. We are going to be answering all your health and wellness questions. And the timing is just working out perfectly. Rachel, what's going on? Barbara, what's going on? Our Tennessee Vols are not playing till 9 tonight. So we're going to be focused. Linda, that's right. I'm at that age. It's just, everything, just needs a little ice. I'm pumped about tonight's show. If you guys have questions, go ahead and put it in the comments. We should get to every single one tonight. I'm talking to Instagram as well. If y'all have questions, put them in the comments down there. I'll be looking over here. And we will rock this out. The other thing, so the Performance Weekly, the email, we kind of curate the videos, and we put this one in today's. This is an oldie but goodie with nutrition coach Lucas Smith talking about fasting options. The reason we did this is because I know fasting is on a lot of people's New Year's resolutions. Whether that's, doing a 24-hour fast or an intermittent type fasting scenario, you should check that out. Lucas does a fantastic job of talking about, how to do it, what your different options are. Michelle, so good to see you. Thank you for being in here as always on Instagram. All right, if you guys got questions, let's put them in here. I've heard Doc is on his way, and then we will get rocking and rolling. Let's see. Thank you. Nikki, what's going on? Great to see you. Thank you for being here. Yes, if you guys got questions, put them in the comments. Samantha, what's going on? Great to see you. Samantha, of course, is in our Abingdon location. We love Abingdon. Shout out to Abingdon. Shout out to the Martha. Shout out to the Tavern. Any other Abingdon hotspots we need to shout out, Samantha? Carter, is there anything else? The Tavern, Rain, Pecan 128. All right, we're going to answer some questions here. If you guys got questions for Doc, go ahead and put them in the comments. Barter, yes, Linda, thank you. The barter. How can I forget the barter? That's perfect timing for you. You're a Barber fan.
Barber or barter? Barter theater?
Barter theater fan.
I love the Barter Theater.
I do too.
Although I like the Jonesboro Playhouse better.
You do a little sound check for me? Check.
I'm thinking here.
We're doing a little
You trying comedy here tonight or what?
I got it. We got to make health fun.
It can be fun.
We got to make it fun. What's not fun is your face.
What do you mean? Thank you, Ben.
Your face. It doesn't.
You want to answer all these questions tonight yourself without any help?
No, I don't. The face thing doesn't look fun.
Well,
to me.
yeah, you can't see probably from there, but I just
look in there.
I burn my face. It's kind of red. Yeah, that's red. It looks better than it did 2 days ago. But yeah, as you know, if you followed my podcast and Q&As through the years, that every January I put 5FU and calcium on my face, and what it does is just burns off all the sun damage. So it looks horrible for a couple of weeks, but then it gets smooth and prevents squamous cell cancers from forming on your skin. I also do my forearms, but yeah, which I've had several taken off, so that's why I do this. And I
is it
put up
painful?
with it. Not really, no.
Okay.
No, it's very tight. I mean, it gets scabby. When you wash your face, it's kind of painful.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty scaly right now.
Well, I have to
That's
say,
from all my years of getting sunburned as a kid.
So, but what I've heard from you in the last couple of days is the worse it looks, the more it's working, right?
In a way, yeah. The worse, like if you don't have any sun damage on your skin, you put that on and it won't do anything.
Okay.
It only goes to the sun damaged areas. But in a week or so, we'll see. I'll look probably a lot better.
Tom in the chat saying Doc looks like he played too much golf. That's not golf. That's
too much tennis as a kid.
Maybe maybe some pickleball of late. I want to put this up from look at this. Samantha saying Dwayne and Company. I love that. So we're giving some shout outs to some Abingdon hotspots. Dwayne and Co. I love that. I've not been.
Is that a new play?
I'm not sure. Is that the water filters?
No, that's Collins.
That's Collins.
Yeah.
Dwayne and Co. What is this, Sam? We're giving a shout out to Gate City over here with First Step Rehab. Thank you for the shout out. Gate City is in the house.
I like people from Gate City, don't you?
I love Gate City. I love
I do
Gate City.
too. The people there are amazing.
Look at this. There you go. Linda's giving some love to Dwayne and Co. We got to figure out. Okay,
What is it?
It's a restaurant.
That's a new
It's a
restaurant.
restaurant. We gotta
wow.
check this out. Dwayne and Co. And then Don's saying it doesn't look that bad.
Thank you, Donna.
I'm giving.
If you're up close, it does look pretty bad. You should have seen this 2 days ago. It was horrible. Really, I didn't even go to church Sunday morning because it was so bad. It's just embarrassing to explain what happened to your face, the patients and the people you see. So, yeah, but, once a year you do it. And the winter's the time to do it.
Winter's the time, no doubt.
So,
I want to give a quick shout out. My online mentor here, Billy Thorpe, is in the building over
Puerto
in PR.
Rico. Hey,
In
Billy.
the PR. I love it. I love it. Billy, thank you for being with us tonight. Let's see here. Across from Rain is Dwayne and Co. All right. I'm with
Across
you.
from Rain. Okay. Yeah, I have heard of that place.
Real quick, for First Step Rehab, do you have a New Year's resolution?
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't like to make resolutions, but I like to make habits. And well, for one thing, I'm cutting out the church we go to, Christ Fellowship, does for the month of January, they have a withhold to behold program. So you need to cut something out in your life that you probably like. So I'm cutting out all desserts and any alcohol.
Okay.
So no sweets, no sugar, no desserts, no alcohol. I'm not a heavy drinker. That's an easy one for me. But yeah. So eat better.
Yep.
Exercise more. Play more guitar.
I saw. I think Katie and Carter are going to love this. I saw a note on your desk about having a guitar in the office.
Yeah. I used to have one sitting there, but I'm so busy when I'm in there now. I can't.
You're not going to be able to play
I can't
any.
play it. I did.
I know what you're thinking though, because I'm an Atomic Habits advocate as well, and it's just having. If you want to play more guitar, put it in the places where you're at, and
Have it visible.
Yeah, have it visible so it's easy for you to just pick it up.
Yeah.
Like
right back there. You see
but
the background.
Rachel's not going to let
see-
you. Rachel's not going to let you play guitar in between patients.
No, since we have this new EMR, you can't do anything but work on that. So
I see Robbie's in the building. Robbie, what's going on? Great to see you. I hope Wesley's either right with you or asleep. I see Kelsey's in the building. Kelsey, so good to see you.
if
Okay.
it weren't for Rachel, I'd still be at the office.
You would be.
We're there late tonight.
Tracy is saying that the mayor of Abingdon owns Dwayne and Company. That's phenomenal. I love it. We need to get the mayor of Abingdon on the Common Sense MB. That's what we need. That's what we need to do. All right, we're going to answer some questions. I know I've gone off topic here. We had 2 come up throughout the week. Thank you guys for sending these in through email. The first one is, what do you recommend for an ongoing absorption/metabolism issue, apparently from not having a gallbladder?
Yeah. Well, when you have your gallbladder taken out, your gallbladder actually kind of functions. It secretes these bile acids that help break down fats and help digestion. So when you get it taken out, what you need is a digestive enzyme, for sure, no doubt. And which is in Digest Shield. It's one of the many components in Digest Shield. That's why I recommend it for everybody, because it's got your prebiotics, your probiotics, your digestive enzymes, your lactase, which helps you break down dairy, your chitosan, which helps you break down lectins and gluten. So that's the main thing. A lot of times when you do get your gallbladder out, you don't seem to be as tolerant of eating fatty foods, especially greasy foods, as you used to be. Of course, if you're having gallstones and problems anyway, you're having issues, so you probably needed to get it out. But initially, you'll have a lot of loose stools when you get your gallbladder out in 90% of the cases. But It gets better, but definitely take digestive enzymes. That's the key.
Mm.
And of course, avoiding sugar and avoiding glutens, all those things that are hard to digest, avoiding raw vegetables. When people say, all you need to do is eat more veggies, that's wrong in my opinion. A lot of vegetables are not good for you.
It's interesting. You did an appointment with Lucas Schmidt in Johnson City, and I looked at your report, and he put on the list of foods to avoid was like lettuce, vegetables.
Yeah.
And I know he put you on a quasi-modified carnivore, but I do think, just okay, let's have a salad for dinner, and thinking that's the healthy way. I think there was some marketing around that I'm not sure is super true.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think probably the best diet for people that have any kind of gut issues or that are overweight or out of shape, a lot of visceral fat, is probably carnivore with fresh fruit of certain low glycemic varieties. But I know my vegans and vegetarians may disagree with that. And again, everybody's different. I know a lot of very healthy vegans, but it just depends on your own system. People have different microbiomes, and which they've kind of developed through the years. And you can get on some pretty crazy diets, but avoid processed foods.
Okay.
Processed foods.
All right. Thank you for that question. I'm going to put this up. And real quick, I saw a number of people just came in. If you're new to the show, we're answering health and wellness questions here till 8. Let me know where you're from. Let me know you're new. Love to introduce ourselves. Question that came in through email. And we are taking live questions. So if you have a question, I saw Helen put in one. I see one from KK over there. We're taking live questions here in just a second. Recommendations for GLP-1 hair loss. I'm 60 years old on compounded HRT. Thoughts on pumpkin seed oil. So do you see a lot of hair loss with the GLP-1s?
Yeah, I do see some, but it usually comes back. Usually it's because whenever you have that amount of rapid weight loss, you lose hair. But if that's the case, if that's the reason, it almost always comes back. Certainly being on compounded HRT is a good thing. In general, hair loves estrogen. It's not real fond of testosterone, especially if a lot of it's converting to dihydrotestosterone. And that's one reason pumpkin seed oil may help. It's a component of a lot of prostate formulas, which are more natural DHT blockers, along with saw palmetto and stinging nettle. But yeah, you do see it. But there's ways to treat hair loss. I had a lady today that was losing hair. And again, you always want to check for other metabolic insufficiencies like thyroid and iron or two that really come to the forefront. But I usually put people on different things for it. I like oral minoxidil, which is Rogaine, except you're not putting it on top of your head, which you won't keep doing, but you can take a small dose orally. It works better than the topical, in my opinion, and in most dermatologists' opinion. Sometimes I use a very low dose of finasteride, unless you're a woman of childbearing age, and I'll never do it. But it's a DHT blocker. And I like the Happy Healthy Hair. That's the best vitamin that we could come up with. Oh, you have it right there.
There we go.
Good timing. You brought some vitamins.
I brought some vitamins up here, just in case.
I always take this one at night.
You know what's kind of funny?
And I take my pain one at night because I don't know. It's just when I take it.
I think it's funny. So like he puts them in these drawers. So like he has an H on it for hair. I think that's awesome. I've never seen anybody do that.
The super. I've got my S for the super. 'Cause I'm seeing the tops of the bottles.
Yeah.
O for omegas. Really, your D with K is
there's a
number
system.
one. Your D with K is number one over any vitamin, and then your omegas, then probably your magnesium, and then on down the line. I take a lot of supplements.
D with K, omega. What was the third one?
Magnesium
Magnesium third.
at night. Take your magnesium at night.
All right, we're answering questions. Thank you for. Did we said thoughts on pumpkin seed oil?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you to those who sent in questions via email. We're going to get to live questions. I'm going to put this up from Brooke. Thank you, Brooke, for being with us tonight. Tell us about the new oral GP1.
Oh yeah, it came out actually yesterday or today. It was approved a couple of weeks ago. It's the Wegovy pill, which is, Ozempic is the same thing as Wegovy.
Yeah.
They were the kind of the first GLP-1 to the market that really had staying power. They had a lot of precursors that had a lot of side effects, but it's for diabetes, but they noticed all this weight loss from it. And now they finally the FDA approved it 2 weeks ago, and today it came out, or today or yesterday. And so you can actually get it. It's an oral GLP-1, saying it's Wegovy, in a pill form. You take it daily. It's low dose. It has a little bit different mechanism of absorption and is not supposed to make you quite as nauseous as the injectable Ozempic or Wegovy. You work your dose up slowly. And the good thing about it, it's going to be pretty inexpensive. I think the first 2 doses are going to cost you $149 a month.
Okay.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And as you move up into the next 2 doses, it'll go up to, I think, maybe $390, maybe something like that.
Did you put anybody on this today? Out of curiosity, have you put anybody on it yet?
I told several patients about it.
Okay.
But not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
We will. What we'll do, guys, is we'll keep you posted as we learn more from patients taking it. But that's super. It's super interesting and super fun.
Question.
Brooke, thank you for teeing us up on that. And one, it's super encouraging because like you said, it's going to be more affordable for more people. A lot of people don't like the injections. The nausea, I know, is something that people don't love. So we'll see if this is any better with some of those side effects. All right. Let's see where we're at with questions. See if I can find. Let's see from Wayne here. Any new peptides or medications you are looking forward to launching at your centers this year? Interesting question.
With peptides, of course, we're big believers in peptides. And we can get the compounded Samorelin. Some of the others you have to just get on your own from a place like Peptide Sciences because the FDA is not real fond of them. But certainly you can get them for experimental use only. So until the FDA gets behind them, but I do think they work. There's so many different peptides for different reasons. But gosh, I don't know of any besides this new oral Wegovy, which is a peptide. I haven't seen a new one introduced. Of course, I love peptides. I like CJC 1295 with ipamorelin is one of my favorite, which is one that boosts your own growth hormone, similar but probably a little bit better than Samorelin. I like BPC 157 for repair. Orally, it's pretty good for the gut. May have some systemic effects as far as inflammation in your body. I certainly take that one. And I like something called TB500 for inflammation. What you're doing for your body is trying to hold down inflammation. So I'm super pumped about the peptides in general. I like them, and there's a lot of them for different reasons. And hopefully, now that we have a little bit more workable administration with the FDA, some of those will get more on the approved list.
Yeah.
So, but I'm really super pumped. I like to treat a lot of besides longevity. I like to treat early dementia and try to prevent dementia, which I believe it is preventable. Not in every case, but certainly in most cases, it's not a an inherited disease so much as it's a man-made lifestyle disease. I saw my own mom suffer from it and die from Alzheimer's. But I'm super excited about some of the things that we've learned about some of the supplements you can take to certainly improve your focus and your memory. One of them sitting right there, methylene blue, called NeuroProtect Plus. I certainly take that every morning. And we're learning a lot more about creatine in higher doses than we use it for muscle. Certainly, I love creatine. Take it every day. I think every adult should probably take it. It's good for your brain. It's not just for muscles. It's good for your brain. You need to take, instead of 5 grams, you need to take 10 grams of it for brain benefits. So I like that, and the other one that I like that I'm starting to use a lot of, it's one I've taken for a while for brain health, is lithium orotate.
Yep.
So I certainly take that one as well.
I love that. Wayne, thank you for that question there. Lithium orotate was a topic we talked a lot about last week, and we read that
study, that Harvard study that one of my listeners mentioned. I looked it up, and it's very, very promising. I'd already been taking it personally. I actually talked to Brian Johnson about why he took it. We had a little chat about it up in Washington this past spring. But it's certainly it's a really good supplement to take for your brain. And
so you feel even more affirmed about that after the research article.
Yeah, especially when you compare it to some of the other Alzheimer's medications that just don't work, that are dangerous.
All right. Thank you, Wayne. Let's keep moving here.
Lithium's cheap.
Let's get to Helen here. Thank you, Helen. Thoughts on beetroot to lower cortisol?
Beetroot, I think more of as a nitric oxide agonist for vasodilatation. So I don't know. It may have an indirect benefit for lowering cortisol. I know a few people that take it for that reason. So I like it. I don't know. The proof's in the pudding. You can get a 4-point salivary cortisol curve and then get on the beetroot for a couple months and repeat it and see how it works for you.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be no double-blind placebo-controlled studies on beetroot. Just no money in funding those studies. So do your own little study and see how it works on you, because everybody's a little different. But try to limit it to that one factor. Do everything else the same.
Yep. And
do the 4-point salivary curve. A random cortisol is not as helpful as a 4-point cortisol curve.
Okay. Helen, thank you for the question. Let's see here. I see you, Molly. Let's get to Instagram here with KK. What's the process for getting a continuous glucose monitor if you're not a diabetic?
It's easy. You pay cash for it, which I've done many times. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to put another one on this week, a Stello.
While you're doing your staying off sugar. And
I just want to see, kind of how it compares to when I was eating occasional desserts and, not as good as I am now.
Yeah.
So, I like the Stello. And there's another one that, of course, you have your Freestyle Libre. But if you're right, if you're not a diabetic, your insurance is probably not going to pay for it. But they made these things really inexpensive. besides the Stella, there's another one, and it may be a Dexcom product that's even cheaper than the Stella. But they're great. I mean, I wrote 2 prescriptions today for continuous glucose monitors, and these were in diabetics who were just pricking their finger for a fasting sugar every morning, never checked anything else. A1C is like 9.3. So as my 2 diabetic kids will tell you, the CGM, continuous glucose monitors, are more responsible for controlling their sugars than anything else, including the pump, insulin pump. So mandatory. I think everybody should get, just, you don't have to use them all the time if you're not a diabetic, but you can use them for your own educational benefit to see what pops your sugar up. And it's very different. The things that will pop it up and those that don't.
And kind of unexpected.
Yeah.
You know,
surprising. Everybody's different too.
Yeah.
Only you can tell, but it's just an amazing tool.
Yeah.
The next thing I think they need to make is a really great continuous blood pressure monitor. You know,
you've talked a lot about that.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd like to invent it.
It'd be like, one, you're a big advocate for at-home blood pressure monitors, just because you could get, white coat syndrome if you're
Of course, one reading in the office doesn't mean much.
Yeah.
You need to have your own cuff at home and measure it several times a day. But if you had a wearable, a Whoop band claims to do it, the new Whoop band, but I haven't found it to be that accurate. But I wish there was a kind of an implantable blood pressure monitor. There will be. They're probably already out there working on it, but that's one thing that could really be helpful for people.
Thank you, KK, for the question. Let's get to Brenda. What are your thoughts on beta blockers? I currently take 25 milligrams metoprolol, SUCCER. Recommendation is to increase to 25 twice a day, but fatigue is major issues. Anything better to take? Yeah,
beta blockers certainly have their great functions. I use them for a lot of different reasons, besides hypertension and heart rate control, arrhythmias, that type of thing. But yeah, I mean, and that's a low dose that you're taking. It's a very low dose. But the main complaint on them is fatigue. You can also have some sexual dysfunction on them. So you got to always weigh the benefits versus the risk of taking them. If you're a person that has tachycardic episodes all the time or mild hypertension when nothing else works, it's certainly not a first choice for a hypertensive medication. But it has its uses. Now, you may even, depending on your symptoms, be able to cut it back to 12.5. And I hardly ever see anybody have a problem with that.
Thank you, Brenda, for that question. I hope that helps a little bit.
As far as, it depends on the reason you're taking it. When you ask, is anything better than that? Depends on why you're taking it. Is it an essential trimmer, which we use it for? Is it your blood pressure? It's probably due to rate control, to prevent tachycardia. But I find in a lot of medications, the lower doses work just as good or better than the higher doses with way less side effects. So go as low as you can if you need it for a rate controller. But, the other stuff, it's not going to work as good. The calcium channel blockers, and they just don't control your rate like a beta blocker will. So, they have their uses, but they do have side effects.
Thank you, Brenda, for that question. Let's get to Cody here. Splitting TRT dose to twice weekly versus 1 time weekly help with hematocrit levels.
Yeah. The other thing you're talking about, a testosterone shot. The other thing that will help it is drinking enough water. And another thing that helps is switching over to testosterone and nanthate. I think that has less potential to pop your hematocrit up. So not smoking also helps. People that smoke have a high hematocrit, thick blood. So yeah, I'm all for it. You get a more even dose too, if you don't mind, poking yourself twice a week, which is no problem. Or get pellets.
Cody, thank you for that. Let's get to Donna here. I was told I have enlarged lymph nodes throughout my abdomen, mesenteric panulitis, rapid gastric emptying. A couple weeks ago, she said she thinks I have a sugar intolerance. MRIs and CAT scans have verified the enlarged lymph nodes, yet nothing has been done. Didn't even get a special diet for the rapid gastric emptying. Fed up with the medical community. I live in Hawkins County. Just let me suffer. I wasn't feeling like this a year ago. And the question from Donna is just wondering if there's a vitamin or supplement to get rid of all the stuff I have going on. And I know that might be a little too general for you, Doc. What's your, initial thoughts?
Well, I'm not sure what's causing. You need to find the root cause of the problem and what's causing all those mesenteric lymph nodes. You have some kind of infection or inflammatory process going on. The lymph nodes are centers that fight off pathogens. So you need to find out why you have that. In other words, you need to go somewhere. If it's not obvious, hopefully you are getting the adequate blood testing to see what everything looks like. What's your blood count look like? Do you have a lot of lymphocytes on it? Have you had some kind of chronic illness, chronic fatigue? Do you have poor lymphatic flow? I'm a believer in lymphatic massage. That's one reason I jump on a mini trampoline every morning, just to get the lymph flow going. But if you got a lot of big mesenteric, meaning intra-abdominal lymph nodes, something's going on. I don't know how old you are. I don't know if you've seen a GI doctor, which would be probably stop number one for me if I had that. And I look at my bowel function. I bet you bottom dollar your bowel function's not good. So you really need to get more extensive blood work, consult a GI doctor who can, probably end up with a scope you and look and see if there's anything going on the inside as well as the outside. I think if I probably had a large lymph node anywhere that I didn't know what was causing it, I'd just biopsy it and see, what's going on there. But don't ignore it. And if you can't get good help around there, you need to go somewhere where you can, like maybe a UT hospital or, somewhere there where they have a little bit more specialties that are available to you.
Donna, we're thinking about you. I hope that helps a little bit. Thank you for being in here and asking that question for us. Let's keep moving here, guys. Thank y'all for all these amazing questions. Let's see where I'm at. Let's see. I know I'm missing a few. I apologize, guys. Let's see. Let's get to Sherry. Thank you, Sherry. I have a chronic condition with my hands for the last 8 years where the palm of my hands and thumbs peel and crack. I've been to 6 dermatologists and spent hundreds of dollars with no change. I wear cotton gloves to bed with an ointment to keep them moist. If I don't keep cream on them, they will start peeling and cracking. I've also detoxed, which didn't help either. Do you have any recommendation? I also have arthritis and Raynaud's, which started when I was 60. I'm now 70 years old. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, you're the same age as me then.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably born in 1955.
Yeah.
So I've got to take care of you somehow. It sounds like it may be something called dyshydrotic eczema. You can look that up. It seems to be autoimmune, which goes along with your Raynaud's and arthritis. I mean, anybody our age probably has a little osteoarthritis, but, you might want to get a rheumatoid panel. We do one in our Johnson City and our Knoxville locations called an advised test.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty comprehensive rheumatoid panel to rule out anything like lupus or rheumatoid arthritis, Sjogren's, that type of thing. But the other thing, the one thing that I would definitely try on you tomorrow would be low-dose naltrexone if you haven't tried that. That's something we use a lot for a lot of different things. It's basically kind of tricks your brain into releasing its own endorphins. But we use it in almost every autoimmune disease, and it really seems to help. It helps inflammation. There are some, if it is a severe form of dyshydrotic eczema, some people will use some of the biologics on it, like Skyrizi. I mean, those are heavy hitters. But if it's making you that miserable, you're having to do all that, then I would try some things that are kind of outside the box, like LDN. And then I would get a panel to look and see if anything else is going on with you that's causing the other symptoms, like Raynaud's. By the way, I use a lot of Cialis in Raynaud's.
Huh.
It's not just for erectile dysfunction. It has a lot of uses, and one of them is vasodilation. And I used it last week on a lady that had a completely white finger, and from Raynaud's, and within 10 minutes it was gone. It was back to normal. So that's one thing in the wintertime that will help men and women. I see more women with Raynaud's, which is vasospasm of the arteries of the digits, and it's miserable because you're cold and you're freezing, they get numb. So look into daily use of tadalafil for Raynaud's. Try LDN and get an adequate blood panel to see if anything else is going on. And then there's always heavier hitters which do work. They're expensive, and a lot of times you have to go through a dermatologist to get approved for one of the biologics. But yeah, I hope that helps you.
Sherry, thank you for that question. I hope that helps a little bit. We're going to keep moving. I saw that I missed, let's see, where was I? I missed Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. Will a gut test tell why someone's blood sugar drops a lot?
Even though your microbiome has a lot to do with balancing sugar levels, usually more of an insulin resistance. So telling you why or when, if you're a person that needs to wear the Stello or one of the continuous glucose monitors and just see how much it is, you also should get something like a Cleveland heart panel will show us C-peptide, insulin level, insulin resistance number, as well as the A1C, which is just an average sugar over the last 3 to 4 months. But there are certain gut bacteria that are deleterious to that interplay between your insulin, cortisol, and thyroid. Your gut bacteria control a lot. So
yep.
What I would tell you, if you're having gut problems, like malabsorption problems, which could certainly affect your blood sugar levels, then you should get a stool testing just to kind of see, what your gut microbiome looks like. That. So, we do a lot of that in our office.
Kathy, I hope that helps. Thank you for being with us as always. We'll get to Sandy here. Thank you for being here, Sandy. Dr.
Sandy.
Tom, would it be safe for me to start a low-dose baby aspirin, and when to take?
Yeah, I think Sandy's around my age too, if I recall. But yeah, I certainly think it's very beneficial, unless you have a peptic ulcer or some reason why you can't tolerate an 81 milligram aspirin. You're certainly not too old, even though you read certain things about, don't take it after you're 65 because you may fall and your head will bleed. Well, hopefully you're going to live to your 90 or 100 and you're in good shape. You don't have to worry about conking your head and having a brain bleed. If you're stumbling around all the time and you're 90 years old and going to fall, I probably wouldn't use it.
Yeah.
But if you're in any kind of decent shape, as you get my age, certainly take an aspirin every day. It also helps reduce your risk of colon cancer and maybe other GI cancers like esophageal cancer. stomach cancers by 30, maybe 40%. So there's a lot of reasons to take a baby aspirin, even over the benefits of thinning your blood, so you'll have an increased chance of not having heart attacks or strokes. So yeah, I believe you should. Best time to take it, usually at night.
Yeah.
Just because you see more cardiac events early AM and you have it on board. That's certainly when I take mine. Somebody asked me today, can I take my meloxicam and my aspirin? I go, yeah, you can take them. Just separate them. Don't take them right together. It wouldn't hurt you, but it would cancel out the blood thinning effects of the aspirin. So take them 8, 12 hours apart and take your aspirin more at night.
Okay.
Meloxicam or Mobic in the morning.
And when you say separate them, do you mean by like morning and night, or just by a couple hours?
Just don't. Well, probably more than a couple hours. But
okay.
Yeah, just take them different
morning
times during the day and take your aspirin at night.
Sandy,
That's what I would do.
Sandy, so good to see you. Hope that helps a little bit. Let's get to, I love this question from Jessica. Thank you, Jessica, for being here. Testosterone injections for women. And is testosterone in general okay for those in perimenopause with PCOS to take?
Well, women with PCOS usually have a high testosterone level to begin with. So you need to check your levels. I don't see many menopausal women with high testosterone levels. By that time, it's kind of burned itself out a little bit. And again, PCOS is an insulin resistant disease. So there's a lot of other things you can do for that as well, besides low carb diet. The GLP-1s are fantastic for that. You know, the only tool we used to have for it was metformin, which is certainly kind of the beginning way to take it, or berberine if you can't tolerate metformin. But so check your levels before you do anything like that. But certainly we give testosterone injections for women. A lot of women don't like doing the creams. We use a low sub-Q dose. A lot of the women like it. I like the pellets more really for women because you get more of a sustained, even level of your hormones. But certainly for a lot of women, we will give injections if they don't want to do pellets and they don't want to do creams. So, but check the levels because your PCOS is not going to last forever. That's one good thing about going into menopause. If you've had PCOS your whole life, is so you don't have to worry so much about it. Assuming that you're not overweight, and because even very obese women past menopause can still crank out estrogen.
Yeah.
And they can still crank out testosterone. If they're obese, that adipose tissue visceral fat can be a hormone producing factory. So look at all the factors with that, and certainly take advantage of the GLP-1s if you need them.
Jessica, thank you so much for that question. We'll get to Cheryl's question here in a second. I see Bryson's in here. Bryson, so good to see you, brother.
Bryson's got good hair.
He's got the best hair. He's got the best hair.
Great hair.
He's got good style.
Yeah.
He's got good style.
He takes creatine, I think.
I'm sure he takes
You don't get
creatine.
muscles like that without taking creatine.
No.
Even at his age.
That's not no creatine.
No.
Take one look at him. It's like he's on creatine.
He's on creatine. He's doing the right thing.
H. Buckland is asking, can drinking protein drinks with added calcium affect coronary arteries that are already mildly calcified?
Yeah, I don't believe in the intake of extra calcium supplements. Even for women that have osteopenia or osteoporosis, I just don't believe it that you need. I think it can be harmful, not only with, more calcium plaque in your arteries, but kidney stones. So you get enough, if you eat a decent diet, you're going to get enough calcium, especially if you're getting some fermented dairy, which I recommend for most people. So certainly take D with K, very beneficial for you. And if you have calcium plaque on your CT calcium scoring, like most people after 50 do, I certainly do, then you have some atherosclerosis going on.
Mm.
And that's another reason why you need that baby aspirin. You need to lower your insulin levels. It's not really the cholesterol that is as worrisome as the inflammation is. So that's one reason we look at all those inflammatory markers on the Cleveland blood panel. So yeah, you don't need extra calcium in your protein shakes.
H. Buckland, I hope that helps. Thank you for that question. It seems Bryson is 5 grams a day.
Yeah, that's the dose he needs because it's for muscle only. When he gets older, he'll need about 8 grams for bone, 10 grams for brain.
Bryson, you're on it. I love it. Let's get to, let's see, Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl. Best options for weight loss during perimenopause, supplements and vitamins. So supplements, vitamins to help with weight loss during perimenopause.
Yeah. Of course, look at your hormone levels and always replace them with bioidentical hormones. Thank God we're finally in that. The medical community is finally very accepting of this now, which is very heartening to me because it validates everything we've been doing for the last almost 20 years with bioidentical hormones, which I knew nothing about when I was just practicing regular medicine as a family doc. I had to go learn it through doing the fellowship. But yeah, perimenopause is an area that your metabolism slows down. Everybody notices they get more belly fat when they go into menopause or andropause. Berberine is really good. I love berberine. That'd be the number one thing. Again, get a Cleveland Heart panel, and we'll look at all your hormones, all your levels, your insulin, your cortisol, your thyroid, see how it all interacts, and look at your vitamin levels. I think vitamin D with K is great for keeping weight off. I think that optimal balance between estrogen and progesterone is very helpful. So, and what happens with the women during the perimenopause is usually that progesterone drops off first. Progesterone and testosterone, and DHEA is another one that I look at a lot. Almost every woman perimenopausal will need a little bit of DHEA, which for women is a precursor to testosterone. So I would look at all those things. I always look at cortisol. If you're a stressed out type person, I like saffron. That's a great adrenal adaptogen that really aids in weight loss. Probably the best of the adrenal ones that do that is saffron. So saffron and berberine is a good combination. In our stress formula that we use a lot, we also, besides saffron, we put L-theanine and ashwagandha in there, which is a good combo. Our stress formula is nice. It's a big hit with people, especially women. They love it.
Yeah.
They love our stress formula. So those are some things you can do. And again, if you have a lot of weight to lose and you've got a lot of insulin resistance going on, I love the GLP-1s. It might be this new oral Wegovy might be a good option for you. It's certainly going to be inexpensive and maybe a good way to go. Remember, you can't take it if you've had pancreatitis or medullary cancer of the thyroid, which is rare as hen's teeth. But anyway, those are some good options, I think.
Cheryl, thank you for that question. Let me know in the comments if that's helpful. I see you, Peter, on LinkedIn. Yes, of course, you can answer a question. We're going to be here for a few more minutes. I want to put this up from Eunice, if I can find it. There we go, Eunice. Thank you for being here as always. Any ideas on a 90-year-old with a breast mass? I'm beginning to wonder if compounded Memben/ivermectin 250 to 25 treatment 3 times per day really works. After 2 months, I had great hopes, but it moved to the other breast. Patient I'm referring to is on a strict keto and microdose of GLP, along with IV vitamin C, D3K2, curcumin, sweet wormwood, and turkey tail. What's your thoughts on this?
Those are all good supplements, but if it's even if it's a 90-year-old woman with a breast mass, get it taken out.
Mm.
You know, that stuff is not going to melt that thing away. I've seen a lot of disheartening cases with breast cancer. They just ignore it for a year, and you know, get it out. You know, there's a place for surgery, even 90 years old, otherwise in good shape. You know, get that mass out of there.
Mm.
You know, even lumpectomy is not a huge operation at all.
Mm.
You know, my brother and my dad would certainly take that out of there as surgeons. But you're doing all the other stuff right. I agree with all the stuff you're doing. But, you know, if it's moving to the other breast, it's a little bit ominous. So go in there, and because some of these cancers have different receptors, there's different types of cancer. You know, you don't know if it's HER2 positive, negative, estrogen, progesterone receptor positive, negative. You need to look at it in a little more detail. Is my gut feeling. But all those things are good.
Eunice, I hope that's helpful for your friend. Please let them know we're thinking about them, and hope they're okay. Thank you for asking that question for them. I'm gonna put this up because I loved it. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Susan. I've heard that one or both of your parents suffer from Alzheimer's. Reached out, but today is about help. We have Gentiva, thank goodness. But do you know of any other help that insurance covers?
Yeah, my mom suffers from Alzheimer's. Yeah, you know, I don't like the medicines that are out for Alzheimer's, like Namenda and Aricept. I just don't think they work. I'm not real sure about Gentiva, to be honest with you. Insurance coverage, who knows? You know, everybody's a little different with their drug plans. But, you know, like I said earlier in the night, there's 3 supplements that they should be on, especially if it's early dementia or mild cognitive impairment. And that is creatine, lithium orotate, and methylene blue. Those are 3 that I really like. You really ought to read a book called The End of Alzheimer's.
Yep.
By Dr. Bredesen out of UCLA. He's kind of the authority on it. But so do those things, and you know, early treatment is the best, and always exercise, sleep, not having diabetes. And there's some evidence that these new GLP-1 GIPs may help in certain cases. There's a reason why they call Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. And it's because a lot of it's due to insulin resistance and inflammation. It's like a brain on fire, is the way Bredesen describes it. But,
yeah.
So those are some things to read and to think about.
Susan, thank you so much for asking that question. I hope that helps a little bit. I see we're getting a 10 from Roel. Thank you, Roel. Roel knows this is our time. Let us know how we did. We're about to sign off here. I see Donna in here. Donna, so good to see you. Let us know how we did. I'm going to put this up from Roel because I loved it. Because Jack's in here. I see Jack. Dr. Ross prescribed more guitar.
Yes. I'll write a prescription for that anytime.
That's my...
Keeps your brain sharp.
It reminds me of like the cowbell. I need a prescription. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Yeah, that was...
that was SNL?
Yeah, that was SNL with... they were playing...
Cowbell.
Yeah,
but that song,
it was
yeah. What is that song called? Blues.
Don't Fear the Reaper.
Don't Fear the Reaper.
I think that's the song, which I've actually played that on my guitar. But the new song I'm learning, you need to learn new songs. That'll help your brain work better and your dexterity as well, is California Dreamin' by the Mamas and Papas.
Okay. I like that.
Would you like to hear
it? Right now?
No.
Yeah.
I'm not ready yet.
Well, one, Peter just asked a question on LinkedIn. I want to make sure I told him we would get to his question. So thank you, Peter, for watching on LinkedIn. So I want to put this up, and then we'll get out of here. Thank you for the guys. Let us know in the comments how we're doing, and then we'll sign off after this. I had a thyroidectomy in 2016 because of papillary carcinoma on my right thyroid. Had 2.5 centimeters tumor, anterior left lobe surgery, March 2024. Cancer, astrocyte. I didn't need, thank God, chemo or radiation. My question is that my cortisol levels were so low, my doc gave me hydrocortisone 10 milligrams a day because my symptoms was fatigue, brain fog, lightheadedness, and I'm assuming that it's your thoughts on this. Do you have any thoughts on this? I'm not seeing a follow-up on this, Peter.
Yeah, probably asking about the use of hydrocortisone, which I use some. It's called Cortef. And the thing about it, you're on 10 milligrams a day, but you need to split it up because it has, which I'm sure you probably are, it's got a very short half-life. So usually we dose it 3 times a day. You know, sometimes I'll use, 7.5 in the morning, 5 milligrams at noon, and 2.5 at 3 p.m. That's the way I usually do it. At least start out that way. Your cortisol production does not come from your thyroid. Certainly the thyroid interacts with your cortisol. It also interacts with your insulin levels. But thank goodness you had that type of cancer. If you had to have any, you'd want thyroid cancer, unless it's medullary, which you hardly ever see. My brother was basically a thyroid surgeon. He saw, I don't think he ever saw a case of medullary. He saw a career. But in any event, so that is a curable cancer, certainly. I don't like radiation or chemo for that. I just like to get it out. A lot of times they'll just take your whole thyroid out, and because you can replace, you're assuming they're good, and they leave some parathyroid in there so you don't have a lot of calcium metabolism problems later. But a lot of times, if they just take it out, they can replace your thyroid, and that's important. So I'd like to see kind of what your thyroid function tests look like. And, maybe hopefully you had more than one confirmed low cortisol level. But there's other things that go along with having low cortisol levels, Addison disease. So you wonder, is this a pituitary problem? Where is it coming from? Is it an adrenal problem, pituitary? That hypothalamic axis that you look at. I'm sure you saw an endocrinologist. If you didn't, you need to see one to kind of look at everything. But I do like hydrocortisone. That is the treatment for low thyroid, but just make sure you split the doses up into 3 different times during the day. The good thing about Cortef, or hydrocortisone is it doesn't raise your blood sugars like prednisone or something. But yeah, that's an interesting case, and hopefully you are seeing an endocrinologist that's checking everything else out, like your calcium levels and your parathyroid levels, and because that's a rather complex thing that you're having. So. But you'll do fine. But you want to balance it all out, because otherwise you're going to feel bad. So you need to do everything right with that and get the proper medications, which I like. The hydrocortisone, I do like it.
Peter, thank you so much for being with us tonight and asking that question. I hope that helps just a little bit. Guys, we are going to call it an evening. I see Matt saying Blue Oyster Cult. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Blue Oyster Cult.
Yep.
Don't Fear the Reaper. That's the cowbell song.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe this, but I was at a bar in 1973 on the UT Strip in Knoxville. I went to UT Knoxville. And I sat down at this bar, and there was the guy sitting right next to me. We struck up a conversation, and he was a member of Blue Oyster Cult.
No.
Yeah, they were in town for a show.
Really?
Yeah. I later heard Blue Oyster Cult. I heard them about 3 or 4 years ago in Bristol.
So
they were great.
They're still playing.
They were out there 3 years ago playing. Yeah,
that's cool.
They were great.
That's really cool. Thank you guys. It seems Peter saying his ACTH is good. Thank you for giving us that context. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Peter, I hope that helps a little bit. Thank you so much. Carter, thank you. Michelle, thank you. Boom, Kyle, thank you. D-Lynn, thank you guys. TK gave us a 10,000. Let us know in the comments how we did. We're going to call it an evening. If you're a Vol fan, we got the Vols coming up in about an hour. So go Vols. We're playing Texas. But we're going to call it a night. Pop, thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
See you guys next week.
We will see you guys next week. If I can find my outro. There we go. See you guys.
Don't go away.